Hey guys, it's Thalia and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys some sinking fund ideas. I thought this would be a really good video because I felt like this is something that I needed when I first started my debt-free journey. Now, it's been a couple of years since I've started my debt-free journey, but it's been a lot of ups and downs and it's been a lot of learning. It's been a lot of researching and just doing some inward thinking and realizing that a method that many people use does not work for every single person, and that I can't compare my beginning journey to someone's middle or end of a journey. And it's taken a lot to learn that, and I'm now in a place where I understand why I'm doing it. I have my why. I just am in a better headspace, and I've been able to create a method that pulls from different people and their ideas, but I've tailored it so that it fits me and it's realistic to how I like to live, my husband and I like to live our lives, and it just makes sense. And we're able to pay debt off, and we're able to, you know, just do things that we want to do, but it just be a lot more realistic with our debt-free journey. So one of the things that I found when I first started paying off debt was that the sinking funds for me was very overwhelming because I didn't really know what to do. At that point when I started, you know, when I first learned about sinking funds, I was just like, do I need to have all of them? Do I just need one? And it was confusing. But the thing I think that was hardest for me was the sinking funds that I was seeing a lot of. And granted, you can get information and ideas from people in different stages of their debt-free journey, but what I honed in a lot was the amount that people were putting into their sinking funds. But the people that I was watching had already finished paying debt off, and they're putting like thousands of dollars towards sinking funds. And I'm over here like, huh? I have like $50 left after doing everything. Like, how are you putting thousands of dollars, you know, when I can't put any, you know, or I felt like I couldn't put any when I first started. And it's just, you know, realizing that when you're first starting and you're paying off debt, you're not gonna be able to put a ton of money towards your sinking funds, because outside of your basic needs and the things that you and your family need to function, you know, paying debt off and then your sinking funds, like sometimes you're just not gonna be able to put a lot of money in there. And I just had to come to that realization. But another thing is that, like I said, I just didn't know what categories to put them in because I was just so overwhelmed. So I wanted to give you guys like a list of things that I use, some of the sinking funds that I use, just because I feel like it's helpful to have different perspectives and ideas of what you could do. And once again, you don't, just because I use these sinking funds or someone else uses certain sinking funds, it doesn't mean that those are going to work best for you. You have to kind of look and see what you and your family do on a monthly, yearly basis and see what's going to work for you in terms of those sinking funds. But I just hope that this provides some type of idea. So I'm just gonna try to list what we have. If you guys at any point want me to go further into detail on some, just let me know down below in the comment section. I was about to say, you can just stop me, and I was like, wait, you're not here with me right now. But so I'm just gonna go ahead and start them down. So we bought a house in May of 2020. So one of our sinking funds is the house fund, because this fund, I'm gonna try not to talk too much, but this fund is specifically for anything like if an appliance breaks down, we need to replace air filters, anything like that is the house fund. And I found that it's super important to just kind of build that up, because honestly, we've been here for 8 months and we've already had to replace an expansion tank on our water heater. So things are gonna come up, you know, so having this has been very helpful. And alongside that, we have a home decor one, and I did it separate from the house one because I don't want to feel like I can pull money that are for like repairs or appliances to buy some decorative pillows or buy a new blanket. I don't fund the home decor that often, but if there's something that we're looking towards getting, then I'll start adding to it. But I wanted to separate it because to me, the house one is the most important. The home decor one, as we're able to, we can fully furnish our house, which I think this is hard for, you know, when you first buy your house and you've been in an apartment and you need so many more things. Just realize, especially right now, if you did it during the pandemic, which is what we did, no one's coming over. So we can just take our time, and what we've learned from people is furnishing a home is gonna take time. You can't just do it, you know, immediately. It's just gonna be a slow process. Okay, and then another thing that most people have is a car. So cart maintenance has been super important. We pull the money that we have in the sinking fund for oil changes, if we need tires, windshield wipers, anything car related. This one I would say is super important, just because if you do have a car, something's bound to happen. Another one that happens a lot are birthdays. And honestly, this is up to you as to who you want to give a birthday present to. The thing that I've struggled with a lot is giving gifts is one of my love languages. So I feel like I have to give a gift to everyone, and just realizing that you don't need to give a gift to every single person. You know, you sending them a birthday card or just being present and letting them know that you're thinking about them and that you're wishing them a happy birthday, like that's also good. You know, you don't have to buy everyone a present. So like, you just have to think of who you want to give, you know, birthday presents to. If you have a large family, like my husband does, you know, our main priority are nieces and nephews. You know, I would prefer to give them a gift over, you know, the siblings, even though we love them to death. We love them. You know, we want to make sure that our nieces and nephews get stuff. Or if you have someone that's like a really close friend or whatever, and you want to put it in your budget, just figure out who you want to give to, and just realize that you don't have to give everybody a gift. Another sinking fund that we have, because it comes around every year, it is Christmas. Once again, you don't have to give the whole neighborhood a gift, everybody in the office a gift. Figure out who you want to give a gift to, and then stick to the budget. What we've done is we give everybody a certain budget, and then because I love sales and I don't like paying full price, I will probably, starting in July, August, that's when I start looking at things and start trying to buy things on sale. And then for Christmas, we always add a little extra, because we do like to buy our parents more expensive gifts, just because that's important to us. So there is that. And oh, also, if you want to do the Christmas one, you can also include this to include decorations if you need them, your Christmas dinner, however you want to do it. You can do it that way or create separate ones. I feel like if you are going to do one lump sinking fund, just make sure that you are aware that if you have $1,000 for Christmas 2021, that you know, 100 is for dinner, 100 is for decorations, and then the rest is for gifts, just so that you have that, so you don't kind of go overboard in one of the couple of categories you have. Okay, and then one that I have, and I feel like I use more often than Henry does, is a clothes budget. And I did separate this, and I got the idea from Sarah Marie, because we used to just have one clothing fund, but then I would always spend it. And so I've separated, so that way if he ever needs clothes, he has his own money for it, because otherwise I will use the money. That was just something that I found works so much better for us. Okay, and then these are kind of just everywhere. I'm sorry that they're not like in any type of order, but if you celebrate any type of holiday, so we have Thanksgiving, you have your 4th of July, if you celebrate Hanukkah, whatever it is, if you want to start a fund, do it. We do it, and we're just doing it for food because, who knows how this year is going to go. We're hoping it's better than 2020, but for Christmas and Thanksgiving in 2020, it was just the two of us. So the sinking fund we used to get food. For Christmas Eve, we did Chinese food. For Thanksgiving, I actually made like a very small Thanksgiving dinner. So that's what we used our money for. You can use it for decorations. If you are used to doing like a potluck type of thing with your family, then, figure out if every year you do the same type of food, and I always get the biscuits or the drinks, and you spend about $30 and save $30, just to kind of do what's gonna work for you. And then you have Father's Day and Mother's Day if you want to. I feel like those are also holidays, but they're not, you know what I mean? And for us specifically, my husband's family lives in Georgia as well. My family does not, or my parents don't. They live in Chicago. So what I also take into account when I'm making the budget for these is shipping, because I have to ship their gifts. So if that's something that you are also in the same boat, you know, always remember to do that. I used to forget, and then every time I'd be like, dang, now I have to find the extra 15 bucks to make sure that this gets shipped. And then I would always start off with Mother's Day, and I'd be like, okay, forget. And then I was like, I'm gonna be ready for Father's Day, and then I'd forget again. So this year I've made sure to include shipping in any of the costs. So like for Christmas as well, I know I have to ship their gifts. So I've added extra to be a cushion for that. One thing, if you have something that's upcoming that you know you're gonna have to pay for, like Henry's wisdom teeth removal, that's gonna be fun for him. We, of course, I mean, we have insurance that's gonna cover a bit, but we don't know. We got an estimate at the end of 2020, and we ended up changing dental plans, so hopefully our insurance is supposed to cover more. So we still have created a sinking fund for it. So if we need to, then we'll use that money. If not, then we don't have to. And you can also do whatever you want. So let's say we did the wisdom teeth remover on whatever the insurance covered plus what's in our HSA covered all of the surgery, and we didn't need this money. You have the option of doing whatever you want with it. 1, you can put it towards debt, which I feel like most people do. 2, you can disperse it into other sinking funds if you want. 3, if you needed to purchase something that you were gonna have to start saving for, you can go ahead and do it now. Whatever you think is gonna work best for you, go ahead and do that. You have your subscription. So we have a subscription to Kakao, which is a Korean, it's kind of like a Korean Netflix or maybe a Korean Hulu, and we love it. And we did a yearly subscription, so we're just putting money away. Similar, if you have a Costco or Sam's membership, go ahead and do that as well. I know the budget mom, she has a Costco sinking fund, and it helps pay for the membership, but then also she knows that she does bulk buys, so she continues to add to it every month. So when she needs to bulk buy her meat, she has the funds set aside for that. So you can definitely do that as well. Right now, I'm just making it to do the membership, but we'll probably continue to add just in case we need anything extra. Vacation. Now this one's a little bit controversial because there are certain people that feel like you shouldn't be going on a vacation if you're trying to pay your debt off. And I say, excuse me, that's none of your business. That's how I feel. I know maybe it sounds rude, but it's not, because personal finance is personal. If you are on your debt-free journey and you are the type of person that needs to take vacations to feel rejuvenated, to be able to reset and realize like, okay, I took this vacation because this is what I want to be able to do more often of, then do it. My thought though is if you're gonna take a vacation, at least if it's fully funded through a sinking fund, you're not adding any debt. And that's the goal. You know, you don't wanna add any debt. But if you need to take a vacation, by all means, take a vacation. Of course, because of how things are now, we're not taking any vacations anytime soon. So for us, I'm not funding it from like actual paychecks. Because we use cash envelopes, we have the change, and we just save that. And then once we cash the change in, I'm just gonna put all of that straight into the vacation fund. So that's kind of like not something that we're really actively thinking, because once again, we're not going anywhere right now. But we can still fund it in a way. Once again, if you wanna take a vacation, take a vacation. Just in my opinion, I would make sure that it's fully funded in cash. But if you feel like you need to take a vacation during your journey, I support you. Okay, next, this one that I used to not carry, and it is the miscellaneous fund. This one was I got this idea from the budget mom. She kept one, so like if at any point like you've kind of, I think she carries this one on her. I think that's different. She doesn't carry all of her not her singing ones. I mean, this can be a sinking fund or a cash envelope, but she doesn't carry all of her cash envelopes with her, but she does have a miscellaneous fund. So like if she's going somewhere running an errand and then someone's like, hey, I need you to pick XYZ up from the store, you have a fund from it. I'm just using it as a little extra savings for if something ever happens and we need cash quick on us, then we have it. I think I'm maybe putting $10 in it. So it's not something that I'm like, it's a priority, you know what I mean? So if you want to, you can. If not, you don't have to. Another one, actually this one goes along with Henry's sinking fund, the wisdom teeth one, is we have a medical fund. So we have an HSA, and so we contribute to it every paycheck. And that is very helpful, especially because with an HSA, how like doctor visits and things, they're a little bit different than traditional insurance. But we started a sinking fund that's medical related, just because while we do have money in our HSA, if something comes up for whatever reason and we need extra, this is what the medical fund one is for. I created a separate one for Henry's wisdom teeth is because the amount that we're putting into our medical is not that much, maybe like 20 a check. But the wisdom teeth one is more important because that one, like, we have to get his teeth out soon because they're impacted. And so this was more of a saving priority for us. And so I created a separate one because the thing is, if possible, I don't want to clear out the medical one, the wisdom one, and then our HSA. So if we have to, at least if we just clear this one out, if anything happens after he gets his wisdom teeth out, I need to get glasses or anything like that, we need extra, we have this for us. So that was just our thought process there. Like I said, we bought a house May 2020, and one of our big goals at some point is to get a fence. It's a decent sized backyard, but we do want some additional privacy, so we want to get a fence. And right now we are just putting money towards it every month. We haven't gotten a quote yet, but I want to kind of, save a little bit more before we get to that point. But it's something that's important to us that we want to get. So it's not a saving priority like Henry's wisdom teeth are, but it is something that we really want to continue to save for, and then eventually be able to pay for it in cash. And then the last one I have, and this may not be something that you need, but this is something that, hopefully in the future will be something that we can use. And we have a fund for a future baby. We got married in October. We've been together for 9 years, and hopefully, however having a baby is, whether naturally or adopting, we decided to create a baby fund so that whenever the time comes, we have funds set aside for a future baby. And I think it's important just because I've already looked at like insurance stuff for work and what they cover, and I just felt it was important that we had a baby fund, whenever the time comes. But it's just not even for like a future baby. If you have a kid now and like you're spending so much money on diapers, or once they go back to daycare, it's an expensive bill. I've done some research, and so things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be because you're going to get something in the future. If something happens all the time, saving a little bit of money towards it is helpful. So if you need, your kid's daycare, or a sport they play, or uniforms, school supplies, things like that are also very, very helpful. So just think of different areas of your life where that an expense is about to come up, and that would be a great sinking fund. All right, so these are some of the sinking funds that we use. I think the only things that are missing are a couple of more holidays and get-togethers that we normally have. But I hope that overall that this has given you an idea of sinking funds and kind of stirred some ideas of what you could use in your personal life in terms of sinking funds. Like I said, everyone's sinking funds may not work for every single person. And then also remember, the amount that you put in there, as much as you want to like chuck thousands of dollars into these savings funds, sometimes that's not possible. Sometimes you can put $5 in, and depending on what you're trying to save for, that's probably all you need. Like subscriptions, this Kakao one, we only pay $5 for it every month because over 12 months, it's a $70 subscription, I think. So it's not that expensive, and then maybe our car maintenance, we only put like $40 towards that, whatever it is. Just realize that the amount, while sometimes feeling like you have to put a large amount is what's important, putting away money is what's important. Because if I only put $40 a month towards this car maintenance fund, and in 3 months I have $120, and all of a sudden 2 of my tires blow out, right? You at least have $120 towards the repair. And I know, of course, you'd want it fully funded. And I'm not saying like you can't have it fully funded, but I'm saying is that any money that you have saved towards it to help you pay for something is better than not having any money saved for it. That's how I try to think of it when I get down on myself for not putting enough money in these sinking funds. So yeah, I hope that this has been helpful. I'm sorry I've been so chatty, but I did want to kind of talk through things so that way it makes a little bit more sense instead of just saying like, this is what I do this, or here's a list and that's it. Because I feel like it's important, because if I just said, let's say I have a budget of Christmas for $1,000, your first thought is like, wow, $1,000, that's a lot of money for gifts. But it could be Christmas outfits, it could be dinner, it could be decorations, it could be other things that all of a sudden, like, you start thinking, oh, well, not for Christmas, but I do X, Y, and Z for Easter or for the 4th of July and things like that. So I just thought it would be helpful, and I hope it was helpful for you guys. So with that, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.